because something special is happening now. Yes, friends, that is, yes.
1969 की बात है। हिंदी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री के जगत में एक ऐसे शख्स ने कदम रखा जिनके कदमों की आहट से आज भी बॉक्स ऑफिस में धूम मचती है, जिनकी आवाज सुनकर
सरजमीन हिंदुस्तान अस्सलाम वालेकुम
तालियां और सीटियां बजती हैं और जिनके हर अंदाज पे लाखों करोड़ों फिदा हैं। हिंदी फिल्मों को अपने अंदाज से हर दशक में एक नया मोड़ दिया।
मुंबई से मेरा बहुत पुराना रिश्ता है। बैठ, तेरे को अपना बायोडेटा बताता हूँ। बैठ बैठ।
और सुपरस्टार के खिताब को लगातार तोड़ दिया।
ये सर किसी इंसान के सामने नहीं झुक सकता जेलर साहब। झुकेगा तो उसकी चौखट पे या उसके दरबार में झुकेगा।
हम में से कुछ लोग उन्हें विजय के नाम से भी जानते हैं।
विजय, दीनानाथ, जॉन।
रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे बाप होते हैं, नाम है शहंशाह। डॉन को पकड़ना मुश्किल ही नहीं, नामुमकिन है।
उनके नाचने का अंदाज,
ओ खाई के पान बनारस वाला, खुली जाए बंद अकल का ताला, के पग घुंघरू बांध मेरा नाच दे।
उनके गाने का अंदाज,
साची कहे है कबीरा या वद में होरी खलेरा कुबीरा।
रंग बरसे, अरे रंग बरसे भीगे चुनर वाली, रंग बरसे।
या बस उनके खड़े रहने का अंदाज,
जहाँ खड़े हो जाते हैं लाइन वहीं से शुरू होती है।
या फिर उनकी कॉमेडी का अंदाज।
I can talk English, I can walk English, I can laugh English because English is a very funny language.
और फिर पलट कर रख दिया टेलीविजन का इतिहास।
मैं चला, वो चला, हिंदुस्तान चला।
इनके कदम जहां जहां पड़े नए मकाम बनते गए, अवार्ड्स मिलते गए। पोलियो को हिंदुस्तान से हटाने के लिए आवाज दी।
जन्म से लेकर 5 साल तक 2 बूंद जिंदगी की।
शेर की दहाड़ को दम दिया। गर्ल चाइल्ड अपलिफ्टमेंट और नेत्रदान के लिए हिंदुस्तानियों को जगाया।
जिस साल बरसात अच्छी होती है, खेत लहलहाते हैं, चेहरे खिल जाते हैं। जिस साल बरसात नहीं होती, उस साल आंसुओं की बरसात होती। टापुर टूपुर। हम सोचते हैं कि काश पानी होता। इंसान पानी बना तो नहीं सकता, पर हाँ, बचा जरूर सकता।
Ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together and welcome the one and only superstar, the epitome of perfection, the icon, the living legend, the global face of Hindi cinema, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan.
Friends, I'll request Rotarian Girish Jain to quickly introduce. Of course, he doesn't need an introduction, but at least say some words. Girish, all yours.
Fellow Rotarians, ladies and gentlemen, it is my proud privilege to introduce our speaker and guest for this final session, The Future of Entertainment. Mr. Amitabh Bachchan obviously requires no introduction. His name is synonymous with entertainment. Since mere words cannot do justice to his greatness and persona, we had that small audio-visual played for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I once again request you, please give a standing ovation to Padma Vibhushan Shri Amitabh Bachchan. Ajay, please take over.
Well, friends, I think this is a really special moment for us. And I want to share with you one thing. The only reason I would say that in India we have been successful to remove polio is because of this man here. When he told on television, "Do boond zindagi ke," I think all the mothers understood that. And the ones who didn't, the next one, he was the angry young man who said, "Do boond zindagi ke nahi de sakte apne bacche ko." And friends, everybody, Amitabh ji bol rahe hain, so I have to do it. He's the man who has made the difference for the biggest disease eradication which has been undertaken by mankind. And because of that, 300,000 children in India are safe every year from this debilitating disease. Friends, give him a big round of applause for the fantastic work that he's been doing. I'll request Amitabh ji to respond. Would you like to respond from here or there? Yeah. I'm so excited that I forgot that first I would like to present that award to him, and I'll request RIPR to be here. Well, it can happen to me also. I'll also request our district trainer to quickly come up. And where is my team? Sir. Thank you, sir. I'm strong enough. But friends, this is really a heavy-duty trophy for a heavy-duty person who is here. And the trophy says, Rotary District 3140 and District Governor Rotarian Ajay Gupta presents the Pride of India Award in recognition for his outstanding contribution and influence on Indian cinema over 4 decades, presented at this district conference on behalf of all of you, my friends, to...
Standing ovation, please.
Amitabh ji. Yes, friends, a person who really deserves this. And I want to share with you one thing, that 1.5 years back, when we decided to do the conference, at that time, I had 2 people in mind to have here at the conference. One was Mr. Modi, and one was Mr. Amitabh. I've been able to fulfill half my dream. I'll take the half later on. Sir, mic is yours. I think, sir, you may have to speak half and half. Well, sir, on this occasion, when you're here, we, the Rotarians of 3140 and Rotary Club of Bombay Pier, are going to give education to this girl, this boy, Rajkaran Kewat, and many more in honor of your visit here. And friends, I must tell you that this is really a special occasion for all of us. It will be wonderful to hear more of him than me.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And a very warm welcome to all the Rotarians that are here today. I'd like to first thank Rotary International and this organization for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to be in your company. I was told that I was going to be a part of a panel discussion. I hadn't realized that I would have to make a speech. But having come here, I just want to say how very proud the Rotary organization has made us today. And by us, I mean the film fraternity of India. for giving us this recognition, for accepting us as a part of your valuable society, and for giving us the dignity and respect that you give to all other communities and all other works, corporates, people in high offices. I say this because 50, 60 years ago, the film industry was looked upon as something that was infra-dig, something that was looked down upon. Children from good homes were never allowed to enter the movies. I myself remember in my early years, when I wanted to go and see a film, my parents would go and wet the film before I could go and see it. But here today, I feel very privileged to have been invited in the capacity of a small member of a fraternity that has, I believe, now almost become a parallel culture of the country. I may be wrong in saying so, and I'm sure that the purists will perhaps not like what I'm saying, but I think that Indian cinema today has spread its wings beyond Indian shores. We have been identified not just within our country, but also without our country. I feel that Indian cinema has always adhered to our culture. We have had the liberty of creativity. We present our films to create entertainment. Sometimes we are often criticized with the quality of our films, with what we show. But I think that when entertainment is the basic value behind all our cinema, we have to worry about the common man. And when he works and slogs the entire day, earning a very meager salary, for him to come and see a film is like wanting to forget his meager conditions, his poor conditions, and spend those 3 hours seeing and enjoying something that is light-hearted, which is full of music, wonderful colors, wonderful story. And that is what we feel is a contribution to the common man. But never have we digressed from what we call certain basic cultures of our society. We've always shown that evil shall not prevail, that good will always overtake evil. We have shown great respect, dignity, and responsibility towards our family relationships, husband and wife, father and son, mother and daughter, brother and sister. These values have always been incorporated in our cinema, and I feel very proud of it. One very important factor of Indian cinema has been something that I learned from my father. During his last years, he would every evening sit and watch a DVD of one of my films, and I used to keep asking him, why is it that you keep watching every evening a Hindi film? And he said, I get to see poetic justice in 3 hours. In our cinema, you will always find that poetic justice is done. You and me will not get poetic justice in a lifetime, perhaps several lifetimes. But Indian cinema provides poetic justice for you in 3 hours. And that really is the greatness of what cinema is all about. We're here really to discuss with a panel of speakers. I have Mr. R. Balki here, whose film we are working on right now. The name of the film is called Shamitab, and it's releasing on the 6th of February. I've had the great honor and privilege to be with him in 2 of his earlier products. One was Chini Kam and the other was Spa, and I do believe that he has he's always had a very different, a very refreshing approach towards cinema, and Shamitab is no less. I don't know how he thinks about it, but he has a different mind, a very ingenious mind, and I really want to compliment him today for being with us, and hopefully we'll join you in a conversation a little later. I'm really delighted to be here, and I do want to get along with this panel discussion. Thank you once again for having me here and for giving me all your love and affection and the wonderful words that were spoken by the gentleman before me. I am least deserving of it, but thank you so much.
Well, friends, We do have a panel discussion for Mr. Amitabh, and the panel discussion consists of Amitabh, Amitabh, Amitabh. Well, I'll request Omar to come up and moderate some of the questions which are there. And of course, I want to ask you all a question. He just spoke about Shamitabh. And I want to ask each one of you, how many of you are not going to see it? Sir, I rest my case. Everybody is going to be there to watch your movie. Mr. Balki and Mr. Amitabh, everybody is going to be there to watch the movie. Yes. Omar, could you please join us here? Come. Omar. We'll just pull it up a little bit so that you can face him. Come.
Good evening, Rotarian. Working? Welcome, Mr. Bachchan, Balki, everyone else, Ajay Gupta. I've had the honor of interviewing Mr. Bachchan several times. I've interviewed him for print, I've interviewed him for TV, I've interviewed him for internet, and this is the first time doing it in front of a live audience. And I know how good he is, and I know how terrible I am in front of a live audience. So if I'm a little nervous, but yeah, like I say, they're icons, and they're icons. And then there's Amitabh Bachchan on one side. Welcome, Mr. Bachchan.
Thank you so much, Omar. Omar has been a very prominent journalist from the film fraternity. And I've had to face many awkward questions from him throughout my career. So I hope that he will behave himself tonight and not put us into some kind of embarrassment. Omar, you're a dear friend, and I really respect you, and I'm saying all these wonderful words to you with the hope that you will not embarrass us today. Thank you.
Yeah. I hope I remain a dear friend after the interview. Yeah. Mr. Bachchan, I would like to ask you, for a man of so many achievements and so much adulation all over the world, wherever you go, you still say that I don't have an ego. How can you be so rooted and not get swayed?
I think while I was doing interviews for our promotional film, Shamitabh, that's due to release on the 6th of February, we talked about the story of the film. It's about two individuals. Each one of them possesses a different quality. Something that one has, the other doesn't have. And how a journalist comes in between and brings these two people together so that jointly they can move ahead in life and be successful. And when they do that, they realize that ego comes in. And that's how the conflict arises between the two individuals. And the rest, of course, I hope you will go and see in the cinema to find out the story. And the moment you talk about ego, then the obvious question, as you rightly put, Omar, is what is ego? I've always believed that, the people want to know whether there is ego in the film industry and whether these kind of situations arise. I've never felt it in my career, and I doubt very much if there are others that have the same qualities. I don't seem to have it, because I believe that if you talk about ego, then you're talking about how important you are, how valuable you are, and you give a certain mark to yourself, a certain standard to yourself. I don't believe that I'm deserving of that standard, because I think that in the creative field, every day, every moment that we are trying to create, we are trying to do something different, trying to do something progressive. There can never be a standard. There can never be a satisfaction. Many a times people ask me, are you satisfied with what you've done? And I have to say no. Because if I was going to be satisfied with my creativity, then I might as well die, because that's the end of my career. So I think that people will have an ego if they consider themselves to be important, to be the ultimate, and that there is no further space after that. And for me, that is wrong, because I know that I'm not the ultimate. I have a lot of space ahead of me, and I need to work more.
And because Mr. Bachchan gives all the credit to his muse and does not have any ego, his muse has never left him. And Balki, for you, I want to say one thing. That's the first time I've heard of a journalist getting people together. Yeah. The Chief Minister of West Bengal recently said that Mr. Bachchan should be conferred with the Bharat Ratna. How many of you feel the same way? Yeah, Mr. Bachchan.
She's apart from being the Chief Minister, she's also a very dear friend. And friends are allowed to make such complimentary remarks. I'm not deserving of it. I know that I'll never get it, but she's been very generous and kind. All I can say is thank you, but no thank you.
Mr. Bachchan, you're a man of ritual, and your Sunday ritual is loved, and whenever you're in town, you make it a point to come to your balcony and say hi to everyone. Like, how do you make time for it? I thought Sunday is a Sabbath.
Yeah, as soon as I finish this Rotary, I'll go back home and I'll make time for it. No, every Sunday, fortunately, ever since my accident in 1982, when I almost lost my life, people come on Sunday at my door, at my gates, and they just want to see me, just like they would want to see any other star or anyone connected with the film industry. And I just go out and meet them. And this has been carrying on from 82 onwards. That's more than 30 years. Every Sunday, they collect outside my house. And I just go out and wave, meet a few people, sign a few autographs. I think that's the least that I can do. And I'm very grateful and thankful to them. I've always believed, ladies and gentlemen, that during the time when I was ill in 1982, it was the prayers, the duas, the well-wishes of all the people of this country that prayed for my life. And if I am sitting here in front of you, they are the ones that are responsible for it.
Mr. Bachchan has been named Social Media Achiever of the Year by the Internet and Mobile Association of India, and rightfully so. How do you find time to respond to every query?
I think that by the end of the day, I spend a little time on social media. I write a blog. I'm on Twitter and Facebook. It's been a wonderful experience. It's given me an opportunity to interact with people personally. Before the social media came into prominence, we never had any kind of medium to be able to connect with our fans or people who wanted to talk to us. And I'm not saying that they would necessarily want to say complimentary things. There are many times now on the social media where you get criticism, you get accusations, you get abuse. But I think that if you are wanting to communicate with people, then you should be aware that this is the liberty that you give the people of the country or the people that come onto the social media to express themselves. I do not mind that. I do not block abuse because you can't be perfect. No one is perfect. And I'm very happy that people find the wrongs that I do and make suggestions of how I can correct myself. And I appreciate that and I welcome that. But yes, I do find time every day. I'm now on day 2,479 days on the blog. That's every day. I haven't dropped a single day. I'm 1,750 on Twitter, number of days on Twitter, and 849 days on Facebook.
Incredible. Yeah, Mr. Bachchan, but no tea, no coffee, you're vegetarian, no aerated waters, you don't smoke. You don't have any vice?
See, I told you, this guy is going to push me into some vice. No, it's got nothing to do with health. It's just something that I didn't want to do and just stopped doing it. It's not as though that I haven't consumed alcohol or I haven't smoked. Yes, when you're young, you do everything. But I just felt that I didn't need it. Life itself is the biggest intoxication that anyone can have. So I don't need alcohol for it.
Your voice is your PQ, your power quotient, and it's been used very effectively by Balki. Balki, I want to ask you, like, what do you have for breakfast, like, every morning? Because when you see Mr. Bachchan, you think so differently.
You must ask me that question if I didn't, actually, because I think he's a person who inspires ideas, because there's so many things floating around him, like that, on him, around him. So it's just a matter of just observing him and picking it out. So I don't do anything special. I just search around him.
Does he wow you with his ideas and thoughts, or you think he's like crazy?
Yeah. Every time he brings a new script to me, I think, you know, this guy's been drinking something or smoking something, which is... but when you get down to hearing the entire idea, you realize his brain works differently. And I admire his brain and his thinking and his thought process. All his stories have been away from the normal commercial escapist cinema that most of us have grown up on and still grow on. He's always had something different to say, whether it is in Chini Kam, an elderly man showing his affection to a younger girl, wanting to marry her, his own age being more than the age of the girl's father. It's not as though these situations perhaps don't exist, but it's just that sometimes you don't get to see them in cinema. Then he made me into a 13-year-old kid in the next film, Pa, where he made me a child suffering from progeria. And I used to ask him, you know, how are you ever going to make me look 13 years old? And then we had some wonderful prosthetic makeup put on me, and it somehow worked. And then he threw another bomb. He said, you know, I'm going to make your son play your father. So Abhishek played my father's role. But you know, it worked, and it was wonderful the way it was structured. Now we have Shamitab, which is, without giving too much away of the story because the film is yet to release, where I give my voice to another character. So Dhanush is the other artist, the leading man of the film. He is Rajnikant's son-in-law. He's married to Rajnikant's daughter. And we have Akshara, who's playing her first role in this film. She is Kamal Hassan's youngest daughter. So there's a lot of creative input in this film of ours. So Akshara, who plays the journalist, is going to bring these two talents together so that Dhanush can use my voice and achieve success. And that's how this whole story is woven. But I think that if I may go a step further, I don't know whether Balki has given me the permission to do so. I think that it's not just about voice. I don't think it's just about one character playing somebody else. I think it's a very profound statement about cinema in India. And I do hope that if some of you do go and see that film, that you will be able to realize the very fine subtleties that are there in the film. It's a film just like any other film that India makes, but it also has a commentary. It has a comment. It has substance which perhaps you will notice is really extremely profound as far as our cinema is concerned.
Mr. Bachchan, is very scary when you're a voice of somebody else and you have to say what he's thinking. So could you say what Balki is thinking right now? Like if you were his voice right now, is he thinking of someone?
Yeah, he's thinking, I've spoken too much, it's time for him to speak.
Yeah, Balki, you want to add on to what he said, because where did you think of Akshara? You know, like she's a talent by herself.
Yeah, actually, it's very funny how this film happened in a lot of ways. Sometimes deadlines and pressures give you ideas more than anything else. So I was actually going to Amitji's place to wish him on his 69th birthday, and my wife was out of the country. Normally she will tell me what to take and what not to take. And she called me from somewhere and said, please take flowers, please take flowers. I find it very odd to buy flowers and give it to Amitji. It's slightly, I don't know, maybe it's a man thing, I have no idea. He doesn't drink, so I can't give him anything, so champagne's wasted on him. So I didn't know what to do, so I was stuck in a taxi, actually, I remember, for 2 hours from Breach Candy to Juhu. And it was one of those things, I was wondering, what could I give him? And it was about 1 hour. By the time I had reached Bandra or something in the bad traffic, and I had 1 hour, and I said, okay, the only thing I can give him from my side is an idea. So I just quickly thought of an idea, and I said, okay, which organ of his body should I take now? With this. Oh, the voice. He's the voice of India. So how do we make this voice stand out? The voice is now taken for granted on his face. So if the voice could also be on another face besides his, the voice will be noticed twice as much. So that's how the idea started, in a little story, and then I whispered it into his ear when I went this thing. I said, this is your birthday gift, I have nothing. I'm really sorry. So he actually indulged me, he gave me a couple of looks and said, okay, when are we going to go through the next torture? So that's how this film started, and it's taken some time to kind of do it. Actually with Akshara, I met her outside an editing suite, an advertising editing suite. She was standing there, there was this girl, I didn't know she was Akshara Hassan. She had blue hair, short hair. Something, I just looked at her and said, who's this girl? So when we had the story, I had a small plot, but I wrote the film without asking her permission. I wrote the film with her in mind as one of the characters. And after the film happened, I discovered she was Akshara Hassan in the middle, but I never asked her anything. After the film was written, then I asked her, and she said, and she was not interested in acting at one point of time. So I just asked her, would you like to act? And she suddenly said yes. So I just think we got lucky.
Yeah. My birthday is coming up. I need a new voice.
Oh, you'll have to ask the other side, not mine.
Mr. Bachchan, your voice?
I don't mind. But I just want to add that the whole process of in Shamitabh, of working with voice, what Balki did was that he asked me to record the entire film before going on set. So the entire script was recorded by me in my voice in an isolated dubbing studio. And then when we went on set, we performed to the recorded voice. And after we had performed to the recorded voice, we came back again to the dubbing theater to redub the entire film again, because facial expressions of wherever the voice was used were different to the voice itself. So you had to match the facial expressions. And that's why we had to do the film the third time in a dubbing theater. So it's been quite a wonderful and unique process of making this film. Almost 3 times making the same film. Actually 4 times, because nowadays we are doing promotions, and promotions is like making yet another film all over again.
Actually, I just want to add something to Amitji, what he said. It's a very difficult thing. People think that when you act to a dub voice, or when you dub to a character that's non-existent, it's very difficult for Amitji to dub for another person, imagining that character how he would act. I mean, he can easily dub if it was himself. So the first difficult task is Amitji dubbing for a non-existent visual, in not the way that he does normally for himself. And the second thing is for Dhanush to act on Amitji's voice without behaving like Amitji. And then third thing is for Amitji to kind of relook at Dhanush, relook at his stuff, and then remove all the Amitabh Bachchan from that character. It's a very tedious task, and only you need really great performers to do this. And it actually started with Amitji totally understanding both characters and giving it a difference through voice.
That's fantastic. Mr. Bachchan, I'm going to end with a little audience questionnaire. There's a technology called Pigeonhole, where the questions will come directly on screen. I get to select them over here. Okay. But before that, Ajay, would you like to ask a question to Mr. Bachchan? Yeah.
Sorry?
I am actually totally overawed by the personality of Amitabh ji, and
I think someone wants to. Yeah, okay, that's a good question. Many people think that this is some kind of a sensational title because it includes Dhanush's name and my name. But when you'll see the film, and unfortunately I can't tell you the story now, but when you see the film you will realize that it's part of the screenplay, how this title comes about. It's a name in the film, and that's the name of the film in the film. So, how does one explain this? It's a part of the screenplay. It's not something that has just been devised. It's just so beautifully formed as part of the screenplay. It's actually also depicts two people coming together. So whenever you see our credit titles in the promotions that we've done, you always see my name coming and his name coming separately, and then they join up to form Shamitabh. So in the film itself, it is these two individuals with their separate individual talents. They come together to make it one and move forward.
Now that you have allowed me to ask a question, sir, how do you remember your dialogue so well? Because you are a person known to be able to take, in one shot, you're able to deliver, and long dialogues also. It's amazing how you do it, even the poetry, what you do. We just want to know what the secret is.
I don't know. I think if I call myself a professional, then this is the least that I should be able to do.
Then can we have a sample of any one of your dialogues?
Yeah, I knew that this... I knew you were leading up to this. कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है कि जिंदगी तेरी जुल्फों की नरम छांव में गुजरने पाती तो शादाब हो भी सकती थी। ये रंज और गम की स्याही जो दिल पे छाई है तेरी नज़र की शुआओं में खो भी सकती थी, मगर ये हो न सका। मगर ये हो न सका और अब ये आलम है कि तू नहीं, तेरा गम, तेरी जुस्तजू भी नहीं। गुजर रही है जिंदगी कुछ इस तरह जैसे इसे किसी की सहारे की आरज़ू भी नहीं। न कोई राह, न मंजिल, न रोशनी का सुराग, भटक रही है अंधेरों में जिंदगी मेरी। इन्हीं अंधेरों में रह जाऊंगा कभी खोकर। मैं जानता हूँ मेरी हम नफस, मगर यूं ही कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है, कभी कभी मेरे दिल में।
But I must tell you a compliment that I haven't told Amitji as yet. You know Ilaiyaraaja, who's a great music director. He called me the other day and said, "Do you know there was one poem that was written by Mr. Harivansh Rai Bachchan that is so popular and that is so fantastic. It appeals to the most literate people, the most illiterate people, people in coma, people in all kinds of things. There's only one poem, and I'm sure Amitji also does not know about that poem." I said what it was. He said it's him. He's created him. That's the best poem he's ever written. So I think that was a fantastic compliment from a person who is phenomenal himself.
We'll move to the pigeonhole now. Yeah, there's a question here for you, Mr. Bachchan, which is, which will be the most popular medium of the future? Theatre, internet, download, social media, or DVDs?
This is quite difficult because I think the way technology is moving, we're on 2G and 3G and soon we'll be on 4G. And I think once 4G becomes operational, then downloading your app or even a video, a film will become very rapid. I think the time is not too far off when you will carry your movie in your pocket because your mobile phone will have the movie. I'm not so sure whether producers and directors will want to make special movies for mobile phones, but there may be certain producers and directors who may just want to make movies for 4G. And there is now a delivery system which I believe is being laid in the entire country, where through cabling and through these high intensity wires, the downloading will be possible. So I don't think it's very far off when through these mediums, we will be getting to see our films. I know that this is going to deprive a lot of people from going to the theater because the theater will have its own charm. It's wonderful to sit in a theater with 400, 500, 1,000 people just like this and laughing at the same joke, enjoying the same drama, singing the same songs. I think that's a different atmosphere altogether. the 4G and your mobile phone will make it very personal, very individual. You can be with yourself watching that film. It'll just be a facility. But I think that the atmosphere that a theater creates will perhaps live. So I do believe that both will coexist.
Yeah. One more question which is active right now. Why don't our films reach the Oscars?
Balki, would you like to do that?
Yeah. I fundamentally believe that the gold standard of a film is not whether it reaches the Oscars or not, because I don't think they understand a lot of things that we do. So why should it reach the Oscars and alienate a lot of our people? I just believe that it should be damn good for us. Why is our benchmark reaching the Oscars? Why is the benchmark not what we think is damn good? I remember, for example, there are some fantastic movies. Like, can you imagine a film that's entertained us phenomenally, which is like, let's say, Amar Akbar Anthony. I mean, why should it reach the Oscars? I mean, I would rather not have one Oscar in the world and have 5 Amar Akbar Anthonys, you know? So it's like crazy. And it happens to advertising, it happens to films, they ask the same question over and over again, when are we world standard? We are far ahead the world standard. The world cannot understand. The Oscar needs to understand us. We don't have to kind of achieve the Oscar. I believe.
Brilliant. Yeah. The next one, why is, I'll address both of you on this. Why is the barometer for movie the 100 crore club or the 200 crore club? Why these numbers? And, why such high prices of tickets in multiplexes?
See, I don't think it's the barometer is 100 crores. I think it's about economics. Every film is a hit or a flop depending on what they've spent on it. And I think if you have a 10 crore film and it makes 20 crores, it's a bigger hit than a 100 crore film making 110 crores. So I think soon, I mean, everything is a phase, you know, you just are going to the 100 crores, people become cleverer and say which is really a hit. There's a percentage, you know, return on investment is what films are all about.
Would you like to add on?
Yeah, I agree, absolutely.
Yeah, hmm? Yeah, 2 more. Yeah. What was that again?
They are saying Agnipath.
Agnipath dialogue they want.
सर मैं यहाँ आया था आप लोगों से बातचीत करने आप तो मेरा इम्तिहान ले रहे हैं बहुत पुरानी बात हो गई उसको अब भूल जाइए विजय दीनानाथ चौहान पूरा नाम बाप का नाम दीनानाथ चौहान माँ का नाम सुहासिनी चौहान गांव मांडवा उम्र 36 साल 9 महीना 8 दिन 16वां घंटा चालू है
And finally, one more question. Filmmaking would be economical if stars charged a little less.
Who are you asking this to? I'll tell you. I don't think it's about stars charging less or more. I think it's about if they are bringing in the audience, why shouldn't they charge more? I mean, if all the money is coming in because of them, there's every right. Economics dictates that. It's not about whether stars charge less or more. There are some films, I'm sure, the best of stars, the biggest of stars, sacrifice their remuneration and kind of do it for free and are willing to kind of take the risk of being part of the profits or the losses. I think there are a lot of things happening in the industry. It's not that stars just blindly charge more. They don't.
Yeah. There are many times when the leading artists, because they like the story of the film, they like the person that they're working with, they do make concessions. And if I can, quote myself, when Sanjay Leela Bhansali made Black, I liked the script so much that I didn't charge any money for that.
No, and I think the same is true for Shamitabh too. It's a film that he's just done like that. There's no...
And when Baz Luhrmann, who from Hollywood made The Great Gatsby, he asked me to play a small role. I just did it as a friendly gesture. I didn't take any money for Gatsby either.
Mr. Bachchan, Balki, to end, one final question. A lot of youngsters here want to know what dialogue of yours they should use if they want to impress any girl.
वो अभी सुना है ना मैंने कभी कभी का डायलॉग हाथ में गुलाब का फूल लेकर के घुटनों पर खड़े होकर के या बैठ करके कभी कभी सुना दीजिए हो नहीं सकता कि वो आपसे आकर्षित हो जाए
So can I ask you a question? You are very passionate about helping the underprivileged just like we are. What is the project which really touches your heart, which you would want us to take up?
I've been involved in many social programs. You've already mentioned a lot about polio. Polio was a huge challenge for us. We worked on it for 8 years. And yes. And finally, today we can proudly say that India is polio-free. I've also been now made ambassador for the girl child, and we're working very hard towards it. I do believe strongly in the motto there. I believe that women are 50% of our society. They are the strength, 50% strength, and they need to be respected. Their position in our society needs to be strengthened. They need to be given respect. They need to be given dignity. We need to stop the process of these ghastly killings that happen at a young age. We need to save the girl child. And I'm very happy that the Prime Minister very recently announced Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao, which is a wonderful medium where we need to save our girls and educate them. Gandhiji said that, you know, educate a man and you educate one individual. Educate a woman and you educate an entire family. And that's how important it is. And I keep quoting this, this example in wherever I go on a public medium. I do a show called Kaun Banega Crorepati. And on one of the shows, I had a contestant who was a young lady, about 23, 24 years old, who wanted to study. She came from a very small village. And after the 7th or 8th standard, her father stopped her from being educated. And when she asked what the reason was, the reason given to her was कि तुम्हें और पढ़ा लिखा करके क्या करूँगा? I'll waste money, ज़ाया करूँगा पैसा तुम पर क्योंकि तुम्हारी तो शादी हो जाएगी, तुम चली जाओगे तो कोई काम की नहीं रहोगी तुम. I thought that was a very biting statement, terrible statement to make for a child. I don't want to waste money in educating you. This girl defied her parents. She continued to study on her own, was thrown out of the house. She went to live with her grandmother, who was equally harsh with her, made her do all the menial jobs in the house, but she continued to study and educated herself to a degree where she was sitting in front of me as a contestant on the hot seat. And ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you that she won 50 lakh rupees. When I asked her, what are you going to do with this check of 50 lakh rupees? She said, I'm going to take it to my father and tell him even a girl is an asset to the family. So we want to work for women, for their position in society. I'm recently also involved in the eradication of tuberculosis. We have just started a campaign. And we're going to start another campaign for hepatitis. Both these diseases are very prevalent in our country. And many a times we don't know that it is happening to us. So maybe just to create awareness. And I do these for some personal reasons also, and I don't mind admitting it publicly, that I also suffered from tuberculosis about 10 years ago. And I say this because many a times it is believed that tuberculosis is something that happens to people who live in the slums or in poor conditions. And I may be modest in saying so, but my living conditions were better, but I still got tuberculosis. And I want to say that it can be cured and it can be looked after. And here is a living example of it. I also want to say that when I take up this job about hepatitis, I too am suffering from hepatitis. In 1982, I received many bottles of blood to revive me, almost 60, 70 bottles of blood. And unfortunately for me, one of the blood samples carried the hepatitis virus, the Australian antigen virus, which was very new at that point of time. It couldn't be detected immediately. And it went into my system, and it has destroyed my liver. My liver has been destroyed almost 75%. I'm surviving on 25% liver. I have what is normally known, which is normally associated with people who drink too much, as cirrhosis of the liver. But I don't drink, and I suffer from hepatitis. It is now under medication, and it is under control, but it's only because I was made aware of it, that it was detected, that I was able to take medication and cure it. I don't think that I'm cured. I am under remission, but at least it can be detected. And if I can make my countrymen aware that, you know, go and have a test done, go and check yourself. Because even if you have hepatitis, sometimes you don't know that you have it, and then it's too late. And when it's too late, maybe, you know, any kind of medication or cure would not be fruitful. But these are some of the things that we are involved in. I'm also happy to note that I involved myself in Save the Tiger campaign. And after 3 years, as you may have read recently, the tiger population has gone up in India by almost 30%. So if there is a face and a voice, and if they want to use my face and voice for anything, for a social, a moral cause, a cause for the country, I'm very happy to do that. So for Rotarians, if you have any cause, and I was talking to the gentleman here who represents the international Rotary community, talking about the vast number of girls and children that they have educated, and all of you have been responsible for that. I think it started off with 1 lakh, and has gone up to 3, and you're hoping to make it 5 lakh. Am I right in saying so? 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs is the thing. That's a wonderful thing. So, sir, I am making a commitment here. If you ever want my face and voice to be able to propagate that,
wow.
I'm ready
wow.
to do it.
Wow. That really deserves a standing ovation. Thank you so much for that, Amit ji, for this fantastic offer. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, please.
Friends, that is not a vote of thanks that I'm standing here for, because I'm sure no one wants Amitji to leave. His involvement with Rotary is since for many years now. With his help, we could eradicate polio. We are also associated with Maharashtra government so far as TB eradication is concerned, and Amitji is part of the whole program. And friends, today he himself said that he would like to get involved with Rotary. Sir, all these 3,000 Rotarians who are sitting here, and of course Rotarians all over the country, we would like to make a special request to you that you should be our brand ambassador for our program for literacy. Rotary has decided that Rotary will make India literate by 2017, 100% literacy by 2017, and you should be our brand ambassador. Friends, give him a big hand. I think he needs a standing ovation for becoming a brand ambassador.
I'll request Girish to, yeah, please.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I will very willingly and heartily accept this very kind offer. And I was just talking to R. Balki, who is from the advertising world, and there are many other friends of mine, and they can design some wonderful campaigns, and I'll be more than happy to do it. Okay. I also want to congratulate the Rotary community, because in the past I have worked with them, not this particular section of the Rotaries, but another section of Rotaries, where we looked after, I looked after some suicides that were taking place amongst farmers in Andhra Pradesh and in Vidarbha. And through the Rotary organization, I contributed personally the amount that the farmers that owed money to banks, taken loans, and were committing suicide for a paltry sum. I'm sorry to say, use the word paltry, but for 15,000, 20,000, 5,000 rupees, they were committing suicide. And we got hold of a Rotary organization, and I spoke to them, and I got together about 40 or 50 families that were unable to pay back their loans, and we asked them to send it to us, and I personally, individually paid back those loans to the banks, and we saved 40, 50 farmers from committing suicide. So I do appreciate the fact that the Rotary organization works in all these social causes, and it'll be a great honor and pleasure to work for any other social cause that you may put across. Thank you.
Friends, I just can't tell you how blessed we are today. And I want to share something with you. Amit ji has agreed that for the girl child education, if anybody contributes a large sum, he's ready to shake hands with them right now. You make a commitment, you honor the commitment. Friends, the commitment you have to make is 11 lakhs minimum to come up and shake hands with him. The money will all go for the girl child education. Any takers are there, please let me know. I know one taker is there already. Yes, who's coming up? And all the money is going to go for the education of the girl child. Somebody's coming up. Who's that? I can't see here. Yes, Mr. Gulati from 3120, please come up. And we have somebody else also coming up here. Naina Desai from Rotary Club of Bombay East. And we have District Governor Gulati coming up, along with his gracious wife, Poonam. Please. Arjun is here from Rotary Club of Bombay Queen City. Thank you so much. And we have our evergreen. She's always been so kind. She's contributed so much for saving so many hearts and so many lives. Both the sisters are so wonderful. And here they are. Once again, in the morning, they've contributed 5 lakhs. Amiji is here. Just take a photograph, please. And, yeah, please. Sunil Mehra from Rotary Club of Bombay Pier has committed another 5 lakhs. I'll request his family to also come up. Thank you so much from Bombay Pier. Please. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much. And Sunil. I stand in between? First you take him. I'll call my wife. Sajan Narwani from Mumbai North Island is also contributing 11 lakhs. Well, friends, yes. Yeah, sure. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for all that you're doing. And please have a seat, sir. Yeah, one photograph here. I'll also request Girish to kindly take over some of the proceedings.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, sir, for your very kind words. Thank you, sir, for your very kind words. It will motivate all of us at the Rotary to do more for all the causes dear to our heart. We'll now like to also, the Rotary will also like to recognize Mr. R. Balki for his contribution to the cinema. And I will request Mr. Ajay Jalani to come up and say a few words, followed by a AV of the movie Shamitab.
Hello. Hello. R. Balakrishnan, popularly known as R. Balki, born in Kumbamkau, Tanjore district, Tamil Nadu. He's a chairman and chief executive officer of advertising agency Low Lentas India, an ad filmmaker and Hindi film director. He is best known for directing Chini Kam and Pa in 2009. Balki's ideas have included the big ads like Daag Achhe Hain for Surf Excel, Jago Rahe ads for Tata Tea, and Walk When You Talk for Idea Cellular Advertising Company. Ilayaraj, the noted Indian composer, in his favorite composer, Balki once commented, "My biggest inspiration has been the Ilayaraj music. It was his music that he got me interested in cinema in the first place." Personal life, Balki ji is married to Gauri Shinde ji. She is an Indian ad film and feature film director. Her last movie was English English. Thank you.
I'll request the award to be brought up.
Ajay,
Yes.
please do the honors.
And I'll request RIPR to join me here. Friends, the award says RI District 3140 presents the Gallantry Award to Mr. R. Balki for his contribution with a difference to the Indian cinema at this WOW District Conference. So. And as a contribution which we have been doing, this child, Firdaus Khan, will be the one who will be educated because of your presence here today, sir. Thank you. And a small token of appreciation of your visit to us. Thank you so much. Please. Yeah.
Can we play the promo, please?
That's my son, Asham. Mother-in-law has come from Delhi.
तुम लोग मुझे ढूंढ रहे हो और मैं तुम्हारा यहां इंतजार कर रहा हूं। हाय, हेलो, नमस्कार, खुशामदीद।
एक क्या बकवास है ये, एक क्या बकवास है ये।
आपकी आवाज इसके मुंह से अच्छी लगती है ना?
ये आवाज एक कुत्ते के मुंह से भी अच्छी लगेगी।
आप मीडिया के लोग तो एक आदमी की शक्ल और आवाज के बीच में भी नफरत पैदा कर सकते हैं। मेरे बिना तो क्या है? क्या?
मैं फिनिश्ड तो तू भी फिनिश्ड।
क्यों टाइमिंग बहुत खराब चल रही है? सेक्सी एक्ट्रेस नहीं मिल रही है तो बिग डायरेक्टर पे चांस ना ले। किस माय एस मंकी।
Shamitab, Shamitab, Shamitab.
Would Mr. Balki like to respond quickly? Yeah?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Rotary International. Thank you, Mr. Ajay Jalani, and thank you, Mr. Ajay Gupta. Thank you all. It has been a wonderful evening. Thank you for having us. It's been fun. If there's any help that we can do more than this, I can kind of help in a few campaigns. But you've got his help. You need our help for anything. We're there. Thank you very, very much.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much, sir, for being here with us. It is a great honor for all of us, and thank you so much for all the commitments you've made for Rotary. And Girish, thank you so much. And I want to thank Ajay for bringing Mr. Balki here. So nice. And Omar, you were wonderful as usual. Today, sir, incidentally, till you came, an interview of Mr. Omar was taken by two beauties from your fraternity. And friends, give this man a standing ovation for all that he's done for humanity and for the country. Thank you so much for being here. It's wonderful, wonderful to have you here with us. Friends, I request you not to please mob out here. I know this is an opportunity which everybody would like to have, and I would also be in your same shoes, but we have to show dignity in whatever we are doing. Please. Yes. And I'll request at least Bombay Pier, all the volunteers who are here to kindly meet. And our past ARA director also has to leave immediately, so because he has got an assignment in Pune.
Friends, this man next to me, he deserves a round of applause. एक दिन में इतना कुछ लिटरेसी के लिए नहीं हुआ है. रोटरी के लिए भी शायद एक दिन में इतना कुछ नहीं हुआ. We got a commitment from the government for signing an MOU. We get the biggest brand to say that we'll be the brand ambassador, and add to that, they help us raise 2 crores of rupees. Thank you very much.